Hey, real quick, I just wanted to say that this video is going to be very different from my last two. While those videos were about a game in its entirety, this one's going to be just about one particular thing. I'm going to be doing a whole week of this every single day until the next big one is out Tuesday. So I'm sorry for those who are looking forward to another in that vein, but hopefully with all the new people coming in, these videos can set a good example for who I am and what I enjoy. So let's dive in. Howdy, and welcome to a little series I like to call Characters I Love, where I take a character from a game, show, or whatever and express why they mean so much to me. The list is quite long for this lovable robo-friend, so let's hop into why I love Penny Polendina from Rooster Teeth's Ruby. As you might expect, spoilers abound from now on. You've been warned. In the monster-filled world of Remnant, a land where reality is just as fantastical of a place as fairy tales, there's one person who stands out amongst the rest. From regular humans to the furry bait Faunus, none are quite so unique as the beacon of Atlas herself, Penny Polendina. Born, rather built, by Pietro Polendina using his aura, which is basically a sort of spirit energy, Penny is a curious bundle of joy that is introduced early on in the series. She's quickly characterized as someone incredibly polite, almost disturbingly so to Team Ruby. From her genuine greeting of salutations, to the incredible raw strength she possesses. God, that's such a strange word to spell out. She very neatly fits the role of an unassuming powerhouse, something the cast was kinda lacking at this point. She would occasionally, whenever allowed, help out the main cast wherever possible, even if she was explicitly told to stay hidden. Although to be fair, I wouldn't want my secret Robo-Girl weapon of mass destruction to just be roaming about without a care in the world either, knowing what she's capable of. Unfortunately though, at the end of Season 3, they call it volumes like a book, but it's easier to call them seasons, Penny is killed in an accident caused by one of the villains manipulating one of the heroes' vision to make them see a threat that required Penny to be taken out. But you might be thinking to yourself, she's a robot, right? Can't Pietro just build another one? And you'd be right. Unfortunately, the writers didn't seem to think so for another 4 seasons. It wasn't until Season 7 where Penny shows up again, rebuilt by Pietro using her memory from the old body and a bit more of his aura. Although this reunion is more of an excuse to traumatize the happy robot instead of just bringing her back into the cast. Over the course of Season 7 and 8, Penny, checks notes, here it is framed for a massacre to get at another character, inherits a maiden soul which requires the previous maiden to die and grant it to another, is being ordered to bring in her best friend who is now an outlaw because the Ruby writers can't make compelling drama to save their life, gets hacked to turn into a villain, uses a magical artifact to turn herself human to nearly avoid turning into a villain, that fucking dies begging a friend to end her so the villain can't steal her maiden powers. Yeah. So poor Penny Polendina, the Pinocchio parallel, perished powerlessly at the hands of a passive partner in arms. A tragedy that only one character in the series manages to match. But despite that, it's important to love the friendly person she was while she still existed. She's a robot girl. Okay, it's not just that she's a robot girl. Although I do have a track record of loving robot women. What makes Penny not only my favorite character from Ruby, but one of my favorite characters of all time comes down to 2 things. Her design, and her personality. First, the design. While I do love her original design, it's definitely far more basic due to the lower budget the show had at the time. So instead, I'll be diving into her design from Season 7 and 8. Color theming is a big thing in Ruby, as colors are used to name people as well as used to show motifs. Penny's color is the sort of olive green that's made to represent the color that copper turns when oxidized. And you can see a sea of greens from the light green to her eyes to the more muted greens of her dress that the wiki tells me it's German in origin. Which makes no sense because Pinocchio is an Italian story, but it's such a cute design that I don't mind it anyway. It gives her this look of brightness that no one else in the series really seems to match. But more so than her design, a character is only as good as, well, their character. As I've grown older, characters who are cold or try to act cool and uncaring or just downright evil appeal less to me. A bit off topic, but that's why it took me a while to get through even a great show like Breaking Bad. But inversely, characters who find joy in life and freedom have stuck with me more and more as time goes on. And that fits Penny perfectly. She was always so curious about the world and what laid in store for her, even as her time drew closer to an end and she was hit with depressing tragedy after depressing tragedy. Her willingness to do what she believes is right and facing the world with a smile just hits so close to what I aspire to be in life. That hopeful joy comes out in nothing better than her song. In Ruby, just as important as a character's color is their song. Ruby Rose has Red Like Roses, Pura Nikos has Forever Fall, and, of course, Penny Polendina has one as well. Its name? The one thing that she cherishes more than anything else in the world. Friend is a perfect song to encapsulate everything that Penny is right down to her core. It starts off very quiet, almost dreamlike. The first verse talks about how the only thing she dreams of is a friend that won't leave. And as the song goes on, she talks about this dream, a wish she made upon the star. Up until the chorus hits. My wish came true the day that you appeared and called me friend. It's such a powerful line, coming from what's supposed to be this robot built for protection and the destruction of Grimm. To know that beyond what she was made for, beyond the aura gifted to her by Pietro, that the soul that is so indisputably hers shines through and fights for what she holds most dear. Penny Polendina is a character that reminds me to be human, to love those that I hold close to my heart and cherish friendships above all else. Because whether we struggle through our day-to-day lives or having a blast together playing video games with the limited off time we have, every memory we keep makes our days that much richer. A girl with no strings taught me that. That's why I love Penny Polendina.